Hey there everyone, this is my latest sewing machine video. For all of you who have followed my other videos, as you know, I restore domestic vintage sewing machines. And there are certain models that when I have an opportunity to purchase them, I look for them because they are machines I enjoy restoring over and over again, and I get probably the most demand for. And a number of those singers, for example, as well as the Necchi brand. And you may have heard in my other videos, you heard me talking about Necchi. Necchi was a sewing machine brand that came from Italy, and they were made in Pavia, Italy. And they were an industrial company that came out with a domestic sewing machine model. And during the 1950s, this would be an early 1950s model, they came out with some of the best sewing machines ever made, and you'll see other people online echoing that sentiment. And Necchi was the first company to bring ZigZag to a domestic sewing machine. It had been in industrial machines, but ZigZag or overcast was a big deal. Remember that home sergers did not exist back then, and so if you were going to serge up your seams or your frayed edges of your woven fabrics, you really needed ZigZag, and this is one of those machines. This machine is all steel, and it's wonderfully easy to operate. It's also one of the very few vintage sewing machines that has adjustable needle position. Now, many of you will keep the needle in the center, but if you want to move it to the left or to the right for certain sewing techniques, you can. The machine has adjustable stitch length right here, adjustable stitch width, very easy to operate. You have a bobbin winder here on the front, and you have oiling points on top. It's unbelievably simple to operate. Very high quality thread tensioner here, and it is, like I say, a straight stitch and a zigzag machine. It is known for being a great machine for heavy fabrics, although you can certainly sew light fabrics with it. Many of the original owners did. But I'm going to demonstrate it for you here today and show you that it is one of the strongest of the domestic sewing machines from the vintage era. And this one is in black. You will also sometimes see variations, different versions of this machine in different models. Sometimes they're olive green, occasionally a dark green, but almost always I think the most common is black. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Notice I can slow my needle down. Right now I have it on the longest stitch length, and I'm going slow, and I can speed it up. And of course I can go into reverse or back tacking, which virtually all of the vintage sewing machines that were electrically powered can do. Let me come over here, and I'll put it into zigzag for you. I'm going to keep the needle position centered. So I'm going to just loosen this and come all the way over. And now I'm going to put it on the widest zigzag and the longest stitch length so that you can see it operating. And of course you can back tack and zigzag as well. Let's see here. I'll come over here and I'm going to do another row for you. And this time I'm going to shorten my stitch length because I want you to see one of the things Necchis do really well. Wait a minute, that's not what I want. I want to shorten my length here. And they make a wonderful short, tight zigzag. Some of you refer to this as a satin stitch. And in the days before machine embroidery, if you wanted to create an embroidered look, you would use a very short length zigzag stitch. And this was very popular. You could do all sorts of decorative sewing. And I could go faster, but I'm not a master sewer. I'm a sewing machine restorer. And I'll show you this, and then I'll shorten it even more. And you'll still see the fabric feeding, but it's feeding very slowly, obviously, because I've got the stitch very short. I've been doing this restoration of vintage machines almost 8 years now, and I can tell you that of all the zigzaggers, this one probably has the finest zigzag of any of those machines. Okay, I just put a pause there because I wanted to get my scissors out without making a bunch of clanging sounds. So I'm going to show you guys, you're going to see the straight stitching, and it's this sort of deep rose pink color. See if I can get it to focus for you. You're going to see the straight, you're going to see the wide zigzag, but this is what I really wanted you to see. If you look at this, I know that many sewing machines can do this, but in the vintage era, to get a satin stitch like this is really unusual, and it's one of the most beautiful I think I've ever seen. Now I'm going to show you guys some denim. This is 2 layers with 2 versions of these dense seams. And that is Levi's denim, pretty heavyweight denim. And I've already used it to do some white, but you'll see the pink show up here. And let's let it take on something a little thicker like denim, which will be no problem. Let's see, I'm gonna, let's see, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go back to my zigzag stitch. And let's see. I misspoke. I'm going to straight stitch. Sorry, guys. I was making an adjustment one way and saying something different. So I'm going to go ahead and let you see it go right over that dent seam. It didn't hesitate. Really good, strong sewing machines do not get intimidated by these thick seams. Most modern machines for the home, they can't sew over it, or if they do, they'll have problems. This machine in particular is very adept. If any of you are going to sew Sombrella or duck cloth, anything really heavy, this is one of the best machines. I sell a lot of these to folks who have boats. You don't have to have a boat. You can use it for all sorts of things, outdoor furniture. But a lot of the folks around here who are into marine upholstery will buy this machine from me. Now you can see the stitching. Now I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to have 4 layers, guys, of the heavy denim, and then of course I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these dense seams. And let's see what the machine does when I ask it to sew through this. Let's see, I'll flip it over so we can see a new row of pink so we don't confuse the 2 rows of stitches there. Okay. And I'll probably start with my needle down. Maybe I didn't have to, but I like to. And I'm sewing at a moderate pace here. I could probably sew faster, but again, the machine has the power, but I don't want to break a needle. And now you see again, looking for the pink thread here. And there's the other side. I have white in my bobbin thread. So again, beautiful stitching. This machine, it doesn't strain under the weight of this. Let's go one more. I'm going to take some webbing. Some of you who do handbags or totes or backpacks, sometimes you want to sew webbing, and I wanted to show that to you and show you the machine can do it. Let's see. This webbing is pretty thick, pretty dense. Now the stitches look beautiful. They don't show up very well on camera because this webbing is textured, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. If you come to see the machine in person, you can see the samples and they'll look, it's easier to read them in person than on camera when you're dealing with a textured fabric like this. And of course I can back tack there too. And this is this pink thread. I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, guys. I'm going to focus in. Yeah, it's barely. Again, this textured webbing kind of swallowed those threads, but again, you can see it in person. It's beautiful stitches. Again, this is one of the Italian-made Neckis, not to be confused with the later ones that were made in Japan. Those were not bad machines, but the weight and the sheer quality of parts in the early Necchi machines made in Italy are incredible. And if you go on to eBay, you'll see them for sale. They sell for quite a lot. Mine have been overhauled, and it's one of the hobbies I've had now. I'm going on almost 8 years, and it's something I enjoy. You guys haven't seen any videos from me lately. I've been very busy with other things, but I'm getting back to it now that we're in summer. So if you go onto Craigslist, you're going to see the machine, a link to this video, and of course you'll see photos that I've taken. It comes in a really nice sewing cabinet, and I believe this one is mahogany. All of these cabinets were wonderful, and they came in different, really high-quality woods. This one is mahogany. But if you would like to set up a time to come and see the machine, test it out, bring your own materials, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to arrange a time for you. And I appreciate you watching. If you go to my video channel, you're going to see I've done many other videos before on these Neckis. And if you look at some of the others, in fact, this is the BU Nova. And this machine I've done videos on before. So you can see me sewing other things. You can sew garment leather with it. I'm not doing it today. I'm trying to get my videos a little shorter. I've been doing some really long videos in the past. So now that I've built up a store, if you want to see me sewing leather, I'm pretty sure I have one of the videos I've made showing garment leather. So bobbins are easy to get for this. Needles are standard sewing needles. I think I've got a 16 or an 18 in here because I'm sewing heavy fabric. But like I said, all you have to do is keep your lint clean and oil it, and that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. And if you'd like to come see it, just let me know. Thanks.